W Cap, and also trains there in Eugene, and the husband of Sally Kibiego. Will Lear, not in this race, was scheduled to be in, but has a stress reaction right now, so he's about 10 days off. Trevor Dunbar's in here. Matt Hughes, Canadian steeplechase Olympian. Jeff C., Dennis Litch, unattached. Henrik Ingelbritsen, fifth place at the Olympics from Norway. He's run this race, the Payton Jordan invite. We usually see him in the 1500. So he's out there tonight. Kamoy Campbell of Arkansas, Luke Burchett, Point Grey, Diego Alberto Borrega of Mexico, Craig Fories of NYAC and the Furman Elite, Jonathan Peterson, Team USA Minnesota, Riley Masters of the Brooks Beast, Lee Emanuel running unattached, and Elmar Elmholm of New Mexico. Saw him run strong earlier today, and he's going to be doing some pace duties out there.
So last year this race, sorry, go ahead.
Lee Emanuel and Elmer Oglen both scheduled to be our pacers, 63.6 at 400.
So about right on. Last year this race was a 13:02 race, so tough to repeat that performance. Certainly possible though, with the likes of Lamong, with also in this race, as we mentioned, David Torrance, Will Lear, like you said, not in this one. Hopefully he'll be back healthy in a little bit.
He was going to join us up in the booth
He was. Tonight. Will, where you at, man?
Well, he definitely cheering on some of past teammates and friends out there today enjoying this race. So if you're injured, this is definitely a great one to be at to spectate. So
got Garrett Heath also here. He had such a good, he won that cross-country race for the second year in a row. People don't give him a lot of props, but he's one of America's best runners. Kind of got to pick him at an event for him. Is it a 15 or is it a 5K?
Yep.
I think he's just waiting to crack off a good one before he maybe moves up to the 5,000 meters. He's got the wheels to finish. That's the important part when you're going up against the likes of Legat and Rupp. You got to be able to run a sub-4 last mile, and he definitely can do that.
Yeah. 64.1.
64, all right. So last year he ran about 13:15 or 16 in that 13:02 race. So a great time. Just the guys up front, Ben True and Hassan Mead, rolled that day.
And Tom Farrell, now with OTC Elite, representing Great Britain. Tom Farrell, formerly of Oklahoma State. I believe he's run under 13:20 in this event.
Ten laps to go as Engholm continues to pace them through. And looking down through some of these names, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last year, Ben True and Hassan Mead, their 13:02 was the 9th and 10th fastest. That made them the 9th and 10th fastest Americans of all time.
Wow. Yeah, that was a memorable race. Absolutely, watching that one from home, that was crazy fast race.
64, 3:11 at 1200. We're currently at 13:18 pace.
So right on what they want to do here. Tom Farrell mentioned him. He's run 13:15. That's actually been 3 years ago, believe it or not, when he was still representing Oklahoma State. So he's ready for a new personal best. The weather is perfect here. And our New Mexico athlete Engholm doing a good job so far. Same too with Lee Emanuel. Got to mention Juan Luis Barrios. He's up there. He won the 10,000 at Stanford. He's got capabilities to run under 13:10. I believe he's run 13:11 in this event. Been an Olympian for Mexico the last several go-arounds, Beijing and London. So Barrios, he's run 13:09. That's been almost 4 years ago, so he is ready for a new personal best. And Juan Luis Barrios, as the pacer stepped off, we'll get a lap.
65, 4:16.6 at 1600. So as Lee Emanuel takes over.
I want to put it in perspective, that race we saw last year, that 13:02. Only one guy in U.S. history has run faster in the United States.
Wow.
That was Galen Rupp in 2012 at the Prefontaine Classic.
Yeah.
In that race, he had Mo Farah, Kanisa Bekele. Also, Isaiah Koich was in there, who was second in front of Rupp. But the only guy to do it was in the Prefontaine 5K, which, as we know, is usually one of the best 5Ks in the world. So that race that True and Mead ran last year was truly something special.
Yeah, absolutely special. Yeah, 13:02, maybe a tall order here. They're on 13:18 pace, but that was a special moment in 2014. But it's still Emmanuel, Juan Luis Barrios, then Garrett Heath, Lopez Lamong. Behind them, there's Diego Estrada and one of our lone collegiates, maybe the only collegiate in this one, Kamoy Campbell from Arkansas.
Yep.
5:20 at 2 kilometers. That was a 64 flat.
All right, so picking it up a little bit here is this group. Now just one pacer left.
The good and bad thing about a meet like Payton Jordan is the standard is such a big focus for these guys. So when you're looking at a time of 13:23, obviously you're getting in that 13 teen mixes when you're all said and done. But the thing that you don't get is just guys trying to run those 13-minute performances because they need to run and get those standards. Right now, the window opens for the Olympics.
Sure.
So if these guys can get those standards now, that's great. Then it gives them an opportunity to run, try to go after a fast time. But we're in that window right now, starting that Olympic cycle.
Yeah, it's
so guys are just they're trying to run hard, they're trying to run well, but that standard is really on their mind right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what you come to Payton Jordan to do. Knock out your standard, then get onto your racing schedule, then get onto the big boys in the Diamond League. And this meet builds on those, or builds into those Diamond League seasons. So
63.5.
All right.
We're moving now.
Payton Jordan in 2016 is going to be quick.
Yeah.
Because the standards are going to be out of the way for the Olympics at that point. And the train in this race looks smooth right now with Emmanuel leading it up front.
Emmanuel doing the work for this group. Barrios looking smooth. Heath looks good. Lamong just hanging out at this point. Diego Estrada there. Tom Farrell, Kamoy Campbell. And behind him, Dennis Licht, who's unattached.
Dennis Licht from the Netherlands. That was the best of 13:29 from 2012.
Juan Luis Barrios, just to give you a sense of his range, 13:09 he's run for 5K, 27:28 for 10K. He's run 61 minutes for a half marathon.
64.2 on that lap.
Quite the range there for Barrios.
3:37 for 1500. So, guy's got wheels. He's got strength. One of the best Mexico's have ever had.
Looks like Lee Emanuel will probably go through at least 3K.
Yeah, and it's going to be right under 8 minutes. So good job here by Emmanuel. Tom Farrell starting to move up now to the shoulder of Lopez Lamong. Diego's still there, Collegiate still there, and just at under 8 minutes. Kamoy Campbell hanging tough.
Tom Farrell, guy at Oklahoma State, was such a strong member of their cross-country team, a couple national championships, and a guy that also ran about 13:15. That was 2012, and has been waiting for his chance to show that it wasn't just a one-hit wonder. I mean, 2011 was 13:26, dropped to 13:15, and the year after only ran 13:46.
Yeah.
Last year kind of got back closer at 13:22, but
64.3, 8:32 at 3,200.
he trains OTC now, Hassan Mead and crew, so he's got great training partners to work with, and again,
that's a strong group there. Yeah, a whole mix of athletes there. Obviously, probably does not train with Mo Amon, but they added their first real big name with Mo Amon in the 800 and a world champion. But here we go, 4 to go. Barrios leading Garrett Heath. Lamong just looks like he's ready to fly, though.
9:05 with 4 to go, so they need to run,
yeah.
what, 4:18, 4:17 to hit that standard.
Yeah, they should be good there.
So let's see how fast underneath that standard we're going to go today. I mean, a bunch of guys that can run super fast 1,500 meters in this race, so
Barrios looking around, trying to look for help, I think.
It looks like Riley Masters now trying to string back up to that chase group.
He is.
Riley Masters with Henrik
66.
Ingebrigtsen. It's a 66, so that's why Masters was able to catch back up with a 66 last lap.
So Henrik Ingebrigtsen, we mentioned 5th at the Olympics. and then 8th at the World Championships the year after. He's been a guy familiar with finals, and so he's one to watch out for. Also up in that mix, Dennis Litch. Just behind him, Riley Masters, though, showing some big stuff here.
Really trying to move around this group.
I think he was, talked to him yesterday. He didn't really know how he'd fit into this heat. He made a huge PR, about a minute PR last year, running in the around 13:39. So right now, he's on pace to destroy that.
Smash that, yeah. And he's got the 1,500-meter speed in him. He's also sporting a mustache, so that could be an X factor here.
That could be. Gives you an extra edge.
66.
Oh, big slowdowns going on, though. So
10:44 at 4 kilometers.
So 1K to go.
Currently on 13:25 pace, but I think they're going to kick.
Yeah, this is going to be a fast last 2 laps. Maybe a 1:57 close here. Watch out, and the advantage here, I think, has got to be Lopez Lamong. So good over the last 2 laps of a 5,000 meters, and the racing's really going to start here.
And here we go, 2 laps to go, 800 meters at 11:16.
Matthew Hughes moved up a lot on that home
Matty
stretch.
Hughes with the headband. Didn't even recognize him almost, but Matt Hughes, the steeplechaser, NCAA champ. He's a Team Canada. He is mixing it up well tonight with these guys.
There goes Lamong moving on the backstretch.
Representing for Louisville is Matt Hughes, but there does go Lamong moving now with Juan Luis Barrios there on the inside. He's maintained his position all race.
63.5.
So a little bit of a pickup. Still, though, they really haven't dropped this yet, and it's coming soon, though.
Matt Hughes PR'd here a year ago, 13:28, so he's on the verge of a huge breakthrough.
A huge one here.
Engelbritsen is off the pack now. He's about 20 meters behind, so he's out of this race as they come up 500 meters to go, and there's a lot of kickers in this thing.
Oh, man, this is going to be a last lap to remember here. Riley Masters moving up to
Matty
the
Hughes
front.
takes the lead, 12:20, so they need a 62 to hit the standard. That's well within all of their reach. How fast are they going to go? Matt Hughes trying to assert himself up front and make sure these guys know his name. He's not just a steeplechaser, and here he goes. Riley Masters, a surprise here. And Diego Estrada, not a surprise to see him moving.
Diego trying to take this from 300 out, but look at Garrett Heath start to move. Barrios trying to go with.
Wow, out of a cannon, Garrett Heath.
Wow.
12:48 with 200 to go, and who's going with him? That's Juan Luis Barrios.
Barrios moving with him. Is he going to go past Heath here? It's a 2-man race at this point.
Heath was in that race a year ago, and he was not a factor. He wanted to come out and be a factor tonight. He's showing that he can do it, but Juan Luis Barrios of Mexico has been here many times. He did a lot of the work tonight, and he said, I'm going to get a reward for it. He's going to take the win here, running well under 60 seconds, 13:15. It's Garrett Heath in second, and then following him was Diego Estrada, a big race there up front.
Looks like Riley Masters ran an A standard. Tom Farrell ran an A standard. There's Farrell.
Yeah. And 13:17 for Farrell, 13:17 for
Wow.
Masters, 13:19 for Hughes. Huge PRs. Kamoy Campbell, 13:20. That's got to be one of the fastest times in the NCAA.
I believe that
ever.
is the fastest. Yeah.
Jeff C., 13:21. Lopez Lamong back in 9th. That's a surprise. 13:21 for him. About a 61 they ran